The producers and distributors of Tech AV Technical Audio-Visual Learning Aids welcome you to this program on the subject of brazing and braze welding. This is program number 1, in which you will learn to identify the basic brazing processes, equipment used in the processes, and the relevant safety points involved in such processes. Brazing and braze welding, unlike gas welding, do not involve the fusion of the parent metals. Instead, the parts are bonded together with a filler material, usually with an alloy of metals having relatively low melting points. One of the primary advantages of a brazing process is the ease with which two dissimilar metals, such as brass and steel, can be joined. The filler materials used in brazing and braze welding processes are most commonly alloys of low melting point metals such as copper, zinc, silver, and other elements. Let us now explain the differences between the two brazing classifications, namely brazing and braze welding. Brazing, sometimes incorrectly called silver soldering, is a process used to join close-fitting parts. Brazing is usually associated with silver-based filler alloys. In a brazing process, molten filler alloy flows into a small gap separating close-fitting metal surfaces by a force known as capillary attraction. Let us illustrate this with a simple experiment. Here we have two flat plates, one brass, and in order that we can see into the joint, the other glass. Let us join the plates together as if we were creating a lap joint. To represent the molten filler alloy, we shall use colored water. Now we will introduce water to the edge of the joint, and as we can clearly see, the liquid is immediately drawn by capillary attraction between the two plates. This reaction will occur with any liquid that freely flows, provided that the gap, or space between the plates or surfaces, is no larger than 0.2 millimeters. In practical terms, this means that as long as two mating surfaces are flat and clean, then capillary attraction, or action, will occur. In the case of assembled parts, such as a tube joint, capillary action will occur between two parts that join with a push fit. Braze welding, often known as bronze welding, does not rely upon capillary action. Instead, a relatively thick bead of filler material is deposited, and this effectively bonds the parent metal surfaces together. The filler material used in braze welding is normally bronze, which is a copper-based alloy. Fillers for both processes are obtainable in various forms. However, for manual operations, the commonest form that we use is wire or rod. Rods are obtainable in bare wire form or in flux-coated form, and this leads us to the topic of flux. Fluxes are used in both the brazing process and in the braze welding process. In order to explain what flux is and what it's for, let us perform a simple experiment. This piece of mild steel has been cleaned up to present a nice shiny surface. Let's apply some heat and observe the reaction. What we see is the surface of the steel reacting with the air, or the atmosphere, and the dark coloring is caused by oxide, or rust, forming on the surface. When filler rod is applied to such a surface, it will not bond properly to the metal, nor will it flow upon the surface. Let's repeat the experiment, but this time we shall apply flux to the surface and observe the reaction. With the application of heat, the flux goes to work, preventing the formation of oxide and wetting the surface in preparation for application of the filler. You will notice how clean the heated surface remains wherever the flux has been applied. Now let us apply filler material and observe the difference. The result is fairly convincing and illustrates how flux prevents the formation of oxide and assists with the spread and flow of the filler. There are various types of flux compounds available, each being suitable for specific applications and metal types. Selection of a suitable type of flux is aided by manufacturer's charts and data sheets.